What's popular, YouTube? Another day, another demo, and today we are watching the MVP of the Katowice final. It is Twistzz. Of course, not the MVP of the whole event, but Twistzz was the guy who stole the show in the finals, showing up for FaZe with so much stamina across the 120 rounds, hanging and banging with Hunter, but on the winning team. Overall, he did some fantastic work in this series, and Hunter beat him out in terms of overall rating. But he was the second, and honestly, the highest on FaZe by a huge margin in terms of ADR. He was at 90 ADR. The next highest was JKS at 80, right? So that was a very, very strong final from Twistzz. And again, we can't sleep on the fact that it's an incredible amount of stamina to be able to do it this many rounds back to back. And with OTs are particularly stressful. It's not, if it was 5 maps, they all get breaks. But in the overtimes, you get short breaks, and you've got to go dig deeper in that same map, right? You don't get to refresh with a new, put in the Sigma Male grind set on a new map with a new plan and come in and try to, refigure things out. Instead, you've just got to be like, okay, we played all these rounds. We tried every single strat. Now we got to bring new stuff to beat the same team. This intro is going on forever. I'm here to watch Twistzz because he got, on Inferno, they got 4 rounds on their T side, and then came back and won in OT. But in this first half, Twistzz, with 109 ADR, towered above his teammates and pulled up a 1.48 rating. So, without all of this effort on T side in the 4 rounds that they got, we wouldn't have even gotten to OT for FaZe to be able to pull off that first map. We know this is, 11 rounds separated these two teams across 3 maps. So it's a very tight match. Every little bit counted, and that's why we want to check out Twistzz. So why don't we hop in? Shall we just take a look at Twistzz playing Inferno versus G2 in the grand finals? Editor Mo said, we gotta do Twistzz. He was king in the finals. Mahone made a great video about Twistzz, showing off what he did on Mirage. I said, okay, let me look at the other maps here. Whoa, quick one from Alexi. And Twistzz on Inferno. Bro, FaZe got 4 rounds in this half. Twistzz had a 1.48 rating in this T side, and they only got 4 rounds. So I wanted to watch this specifically to figure out
how.
And we can use, minimap, X-ray, and everything like that to get some further details. But across the final, Twistzz had a fantastic final. The best final. His deagle is called Canada. A man after my own heart. I think he's literally from Kelowna, I think. Which is where Ocean is from. Which some people might know. Oh, there's another. Oh, it's close. It was close. Killing Nico and Alexi B is the new Inferno demon for basically a lot of teams. It was already difficult with just it's always difficult with just Nico. But Alexi and Nico are the new combo. His next highest rated teammate on Inferno T side was 0.71, and he had a 1.48 with 109 ADR. Oh, okay. He almost made that. That's a hard one. One time someone went on Reddit like years ago, and they're like, yeah, launders, I just made this jump, and then they're like, I challenge you to do it. And then I did it with a deagle, which is the same weight as a P90, by the way. I think it's 230 move speed. And I was like, yeah, look at this. Easy. But it did take me 2 hours. And now I have arthritis. No, I'm just kidding. That's nothing to joke about. Deegs out. With or without Harambe. Okay. FaZe's T side on this map is pretty fun to watch, I would say. And his matchup in general was just such a banger. I want to see more G2 versus FaZe. So all the maps were so good. This one went to OT as well, right? 11-4, but then... Oh my god. How the hell did he even... How did he navigate that while blind, the flashes were perfect. The flashes were perfect. Kerrigan helped him out for sure. Oh, we see another one on radar right here. So another molly this corner. It's called mollying Hobbit. And oh, Hunter was close half wall. That's so tricky. Normally, people would fall back to sandbags there. So for Hunter to be in that position was really hard to read. That was such a nice play by G2, actually. You would assume they would go back, especially after seeing a molly like that. And then they double layered, but then this, of course, you know, that's 2 rotations that came over to that side, so it opens up the A site. And they get both in the end, not bad. Let's take a peek. Oh, whoops. Let's take a peek. So we can see the floating. So he's listening here for Nico. And once again, he's waiting for the smoke to come up before he throws this molly. Sometimes you throw it before the smoke's up, and they have mollied both sandbags and the escape, right? The corner Hobbit. And then they just have to clear out car in this close position that Hunter was just in. So the re-molly, from their perspective, is just to cancel out what those mollies accomplished. And then it becomes, do you peek after that molly if you're on T side, or do you actually just fall back from there? But even if G2 don't check that molly, it's important they throw it. A CT smoke is also a huge way to draw out a reaction and utility. You can see they answer right back with the smoke here. And these are all the utility games going on Banana. What's more important for the CT side, and utility is important on both sides, but the CT side, you know, you really want to have a late smoke. And if Twistzz doesn't throw this smoke just now, we crossed the 30 seconds mark, and G2 would have been able to re-smoke Banana, but now they aren't able to. And this is spammable, of course. And the trades come through. It's actually not bad, but okay, Nico from the back. They had enough players there. And G2 tucked one. I think Nico was really tucked in there in emo. Didn't take contact for a late until it was very, very late. Oh, the rotation's really good here from G2. Very tricky. Usually get an opening kill like that. That's all you need. But you can see how Twistzz won that rock, paper, scissors game, baited that smoke out early. Then FaZe moved into the exec behind it. Now this smoke can be very threatening, especially if you're going to go through it. Yeah. Oh, he actually spots one more on the corner. I don't think he noticed though. Nico takes him out. How's that? Oh, it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't show the utility in the kill feed in this. Trust me, it was through a smoke. You can see how hard it is to win rounds, even with some good starts. Now, the boring part of the game right now is that it's actually, you know, it's in the best interest if you have Deagles to wait for the CTs to make a mistake. And the longer the rounds go on, the less utility the CT side will have. Even if you do virtually nothing, they're still going to slowly have that utility drawn out and be in more vulnerable spots. So your odds just go up by a small margin the longer you wait. And again, especially when you have these Deagles, you don't want to really be running forward. I just want to know if he gets this kill. Yeah, he's still there in the corner. Okay. Is this impossible? No. Okay, maybe that would have been it. Okay. Doesn't happen. Oh, great. Well, most of the half is over, so now we've skipped all that part. It was pretty interesting. Now we're still going to have a couple more rounds won here by FaZe. So Twistzz gonna molly car, and this allows you to be able to, you know, jump up here more safely. You're still looking for Nico in this position, who loves to shoot over top of the half wall. But that smoke can make it very tricky for Nico to fight back. He finds a way, usually. And now they'll actually see, you'll see Nico on the kill feed right now, so Twistzz will start to speed up. And this does open up the idea for FaZe to think about coming back to B. And now there's like a small timing here where they might be able to abuse the rotation, but they kind of have to go through however the smoke comes down. And now it's a very uncomfortable spot because they realize it's understood. They were going to go back to B. Luckily, because G2 only have 3 players, you know, there's a chance they don't search this out in mid and rotate extra. So there still might only be one person here. And FaZe will take the risk with a contact play, so no utility, just waiting. No one setting up a God Flash, clearing out all the natural angles. Oh, okay. There was a chance if Twistzz took down Hunter. Now, Hunter is sitting up in that spot. He wants CT to be smoked, because if CT gets smoked, he gets a one-way over top of the smoke. Without it being smoked, you know, it's dangerous for the T's who's crossing up because they could get op from CT spawn or whatever it is. But Hunter up there is more vulnerable, of course. He can't strafe at all. He has to stay crouched, and he's in a position that people are so accustomed to pre-firing. So there was a chance. All right, so it looks like they're actually just trying to cause a distraction on Banana while they move into a faster exec. I'm not sure. I think they're going to turn the corner off this. Yeah, they're going to go quite quickly. Now, we saw FaZe do a bucket load of lane takes in so many of their matches. I think they were the bravest team in this regard. Feels like lane takes are the hardest thing to pull off in a 5v5, but FaZe were so comfortable constantly trying. It didn't always work, but they were definitely very scary. And honestly, Twistzz was such a strong entry fragger on those lane takes. I love watching B defaulters. This is what I like doing myself. Getting picked off a little bit. And Twistzz Molly, I wonder if that extends to the front of the half wall. It looks like Alexi's just on the corner here. And we can see Alexi has full utility. So Twistzz still has one smoke to work with. There's still a way to win this round. And we've seen Twistzz just take over a lot of space here at the top of Banana. And while he has time, he's going to work on it. You know, if you go late, you're going to have to start running. So if you go early, you can start to clear things. You know, every single off angle here, just making sure. And a little bit of utility, but I think there might be 2 rotators now. I'm not going to spoil it, but oh, they actually double push right after the smoke. That's a nice play from G2. You know, right at the moment where FaZe felt comfortable. And we're about to start throwing their nades. That was a very clean transition. So they'll run it back. They made a lot of noise. I think there was still one person there, right? So, yeah, they'll get spotted here by Monacy on Arch. But Twistzz gets away, and now they have to try not to get opt, but Jack's still here in the pit. And that will happen. Hey, but it's a bit of a comeback. Okay, let's move forward one round. Don't tell me they win this round. Oh my god, of course they win this round. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so of course a FaZe, such a FaZe round to make the comeback happen on the deco. I guess they have Kerrigan on the AK. Let's check it out. Remember on Inferno on the T side, you're constantly trying to make the CTs either regret rotating back in or out. I don't know why that keeps, you know, this speedway rotation over and over again, back and forth from a player here and the player Arch. You're trying to make as much stress on this as possible in the mid round. Because the more times you get someone to rotate, the weaker their position is, no matter which site they're at. They're always going to be in a spot that's the most susceptible to either being pre-fired or just getting smoked out or feeling useless in a round or in the hold. Where you force a team to gamble, which sometimes that can suck. It's not always good, but so it's going forward through this. Yeah, wow, no fear. Straight up, right into the half wall, straight hard left. and has a teammate coming out the other side. So not only did he take a really nice path there, but he had his teammate was on the absolute opposite side of that smoke. Oh my god, 3. He turns into the entry fragger and then the refragger with the 4 kill. Wow. That's a monster round, man. This is a... And it starts off so selflessly. His smoke, too. They're going to double peek CT. And there's a chance that there's someone calling. It could be late Speedway, and Rops take the last kill. Because Rops has to get something. That was a nasty round by Twistzz. That was actually sick. I think I watched it, but I forgot. Love having a bad memory. Everything's so exciting all the time. We haven't had G2 put too much pressure down to the bottom of banana. It's becoming a lot less common, I guess, just because of how much utility is being used. That people are trying to play with a minimalistic approach. There's 2 ops in play now. We see Monacy ops on the other side. That's tough. This is over. Oh, we're just getting some exits here. Let's try again. We're low on util. So we'll only have a single smoke. Oh, Twistzz will punish the push down mid. Nico's in a position to be refragged. He comes through that smoke. That's so tricky. Twistzz Molly's right in front of it too. I actually can't believe we found a spot there. You can see the mind games, how crazy it gets on banana sometimes. How frustrating it can be too. It's not like chess, you know, it's way more fluid. There's a lot more imperfections, especially between the utility, the positioning, all the gambles you can do. Twistzz praying that this op comes out again. I said, peek me one more time. And just like Nico did to him off the corner of a molly last round, Twistzz finds a way to stay right beside the molly that gets thrown, and Nico has no idea it's happening. He's gonna go wide. He's gonna look wide down banana. You can see he was pre-aiming the totally wrong spot because he didn't think anyone could stand there. So that's a revenge frag for Twistzz. Oh, this flash he just throws behind him. So for anyone in pool, anybody up close in front of the smoke, in case Alexi B is lurking around it, sometimes people will play off the corner of the smoke. Like there, Alexi does it, but he just does it in a different position. And it's actually JKS to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Yeah, so right here at the top of banana where that smoke went down, Twistzz throws a pop flash here. And it's so if Alexi B is hanging out right here on the corner of the smoke, then he's going to eat that, right? And it pops here so that everybody who strafes out this way, they don't have to turn from a flash either. They can go straight forward. They don't get blind. So this flash, obviously, it's got limited use. It's specifically for a situation where you're throwing it and there's a smoke down, and it's a flash that you don't really have to, no one has to react to. You just kind of keep going forward, but it's a nice layer. It's a second layer for anybody who's not playing anti-flash. And you don't, if you're standing in front of a smoke like that, you don't want to play anti-flash because people can just run through on both sides with no flash, and that's actually kind of common. So you just got to be scared of that. Okay, so we pull this one off. 2 ecos, kind of. 2 half buys. I think Kerrigan had an AK in one of those rounds. We've seen double pushes happen a couple of times, but the way that the teaser's set up right now, Banana's way too scary to reapproach this. This is a good opportunity to go B, I feel like. And they have everyone here on a timing. They bait out some utility. They call the bluff of G2. Twistzz doesn't have any utility. JKS doesn't have any either, so looks like they're going to go in first here. Late flash comes through. You got to be worried about the supporting flashes from CT, but ultimately you kind of also have to run through them because you've got a job to do. Alexi will end up dying on that emo pillar, and they don't have a smoke to connect those. So yeah, successful entries off of that, just basically preying on the fact that they were so low on utility. And Twistzz, you could see, preemptively dropped off the emo boxes just because he knew that that smoke was going to come up. It'd be very tempting for a CT to come through. It's a nice punish from Twistzz. He's in a spot he could have just chilled, but he recognized, yeah, maybe there is going to be a threat here in a second. People love trying to spam coffins, even though it feels like people really don't know how to line it up. Okay. That's okay. That's a crispy one to end on. Not many people can do that to Hunter. Yeah, that was nasty. That was cool because, yeah, 4 rounds. Of course, we saw a couple of rounds that were won were really nice by Twistzz. And overall, we learned a lot about playing Banana versus G2, who actually looked pretty scary, you know, between the re-aggressions, the way Nico peaked. Yeah, I thought Alexi and Nico did a good job highlighting each other in that spot. And funnily enough, that's also where a lot of the rounds ended for the T side, even though that's where a lot of kills came from the CT side. And Twistzz still managed to have a great game. Yeah. So that was Twistzz in the final. A different look around a game where a team doesn't get a lot of rounds, but one player does well. Fun to watch those on top of it. So is Kato month over? That's my question. Do we have more games to do from Kato? If we do, let's do them. Oh, Twistzz. Maybe we got to do Twistzz actually. And JDC just got to move up to Mel's. Maybe it's time for another news video. Yeah, okay. I'll think about that for a second. You let me know in the comments what you want to see. So thanks for watching. As always, peace out.
Big dog shit, got my paws all dirty. Looking for a plate, that's why the dogs up early. With it white big, eat it like a McFlurry. I ain't got time to chill, I'm in a hurry. P the game, I got it for my daddy ho. Smoking dope, reciting raps out on the patio. My boss said you ain't put